Yes, yes, people. Welcome back to another installment of Stateside Reds. Before we get into, I would give the floor to Casey as always. This is his show. He's the great host, the best host, the host with the most from the West. West can't spell West without the ES. And I'm gonna just go ahead and play our first ever ad read. Okay, so let's see how it is. We got to pay our bills first. We're gonna pay our bills. Let's go ahead and get into everybody. It's your boy Mike. You representing the Stateside Reds. I just want to talk to you 1 minute about the best law firm in the nation, located in Encino, California. That is Belorian Manukian Shakirian LLP. Our experienced lawyers specialize in personal injury cases. We're dedicated to fighting for justice and all fair compensation for our clients with a focus on personal injury, tort law, product liability, contracts, insurance law. We're here to help you navigate the legal process. So contact us today if you or a loved one have been injured due to someone else's negligence. That's at 747-444-4444. Shouts to everybody down there at Belorian Malukian LLP. Back to the video.
All right,
Yeah.
that was a good. Every time you say Shigidi, I'm impressed. Very impressed because I know how much I got caught up saying that name, and that's a very vital name to say because it wasn't always BMS. It was just always Blorin Manukian, and they had added the third partner, and he's a big time supporter of the show. He likes what we do. He's probably our favorite fan of the show. So, and that's Vahe Shagidian. So. Great show tonight. This is another one of those Casual Reds shows. We are on, of course, the Stateside Reds platform. So proud to be part of that. We're growing every day. You know, we got the women's thing going on right now. Salute to Natalie. She's doing an excellent job. I'll tell the story about how Natalie and I how I got her to be part of the team. We'll talk about that later. But
Yeah, I want to
first of
know
all,
that. I want to hear that.
okay, so
The way she says it is funny.
um, we were basically going hard on shots, chilling with Mr. Miyagi, some councilmen from Manchester. Like I didn't know I was with politicians. Salute my president Amani. Amani's a G in Manchester. She knows everybody. But
Shouts to the
we
press.
were doing some Korean barbecue where you cook it on there and it's sizzling up, and then they had this other bowl thing where we had hot soup and mild soup, and it was like a free for all. Mr. Miyagi had his own vodka, I think, or gin bottles of
What?
it. Yeah, so he's got a bottle with the Manchester United uh with the badge on it, and it's a Mr. Miyagi version of I want to say gin or sake or something. But anyway, we went through two bottles of that, doing shots. Natalie was sitting next to me, and her girlfriend Hannah was on the other side. And it was one of those things where we're like, we don't want no more. What no more? All right, skip it. Throw another one back. So it ended up being, I'm not gonna lie, I think I know it personally. I did about 10 shots.
Dang.
We had giant beers, but it was a great night. We ate well. Mr. Miyagi was leading chants in the restaurants. It was crazy. And then I was just sitting next to Natalie, and I was like, Natalie, why you stop doing the content? And then she told me some stories about basically, it wasn't her thing. She was working with some other people, and then, she didn't think they were being too supportive. I'm not gonna get too deep into that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, would you mind doing some content for us? She was like, when you approach people who've had platforms, who've got a following already, you're just ready for that. I already got my thing going. And she was like, "Yeah, mate, let's do it. I'm all for it." And I was
That's
like,
what's
"Listen,
up.
we're growing. We've got about 1,500 people. We don't have a lot of money now, but it's a growing platform. I'm with some great guys. They're all about it. We love the club, number one, and we're just trying to be real." She says, "I love it. I love it. Let's do it." And I said, "Yeah, we need someone to." I said, "We're not doing a good job with the women's team. I'm just gonna keep it 100."
Awful job.
And she was just like, "I would love to be a part." She said, "Tell me what you want to do. I'll do as many videos you want." She said, "I could do interviews at the stadiums with fans." And I was like, "We want it all." And I said, I'd
All
be honored and to have you because I used to get my women's information from Natalie because she had a platform and she was doing her thing. She was interviewing players. I mean, if you watch some of the matches, the players come up to her and hug her in the stand. So I think that's a big thing is going to come with the women's team, and she's easygoing. No ego, just happy to talk about the club, and she truly loves the men's first team and the women's first team, and she's all about it. She's a Mancunian. She's right there. She lives in Salford. Yeah, she lives in Salford right now by the university, and I'm honored. I think we're all honored and proud to have her part of the team because if you
Absolutely.
listen to Natalie talk, she knows what she's talking about when it comes to not only the women's team but the men's team. I mean, she gave me some insight on the team. Like now, I'm geeked to really go watch the game against Everton because she just, the way she's breaking it down, she's easy listen and she doesn't. It just makes you. She makes you feel part of it. She's not talking down to you. She just
Yeah.
lets you. It just comes off real smooth. So big ups to that. I think we the platform's growing. We're all over now. We can say we're in Manchester. I'm pretty sure she's going to have some information that dealing with the first team that's going to help us out down the road. So not saying we're going to force that on her, but she's plugged in. She's cool with Wavy and Tony and all those guys. So she, some of the people are Stepford Paddock, but we're not going to get into all that. She knows a lot of those people. So our team is getting better, and we're officially a business, so it's all good. We're trying to make this legit. We're not just doing this as a part-time thing. Guys are committed. So Stateside Reds, we're on the move. We're gonna take over gradually, and we love them united first. And I'm proud to be with these group of guys. First of all, we're all over the states, and it's exciting. The lady at the bank was like, "Oh my God, I want to support. That's so neat. You guys got a great idea." So it's good to see when people who are not in this world say, that's a great idea."
Yeah.
So, and shout out to Mr. Green. Where's he at? Mr. Canada. He's representing the Canada Reds too. And, mm. But anyway, let's get back to it. We got a great panel tonight. We got two gentlemen from the South. Let's start with Mikey. How you doing today, my brother?
Bro, doing good. Doing good. Got me. I'm over here. You probably see me fiddling around. I got some new stuff, some new technology. I got this tripod here that follows you around. I haven't put the battery in yet, so it's just a stand right now. And this one does the same thing. Listen here, man. Let me tell you something. TikTok shop, bro. TikTok shop. Support China. Support China. China's number one right now. They're number one with
Are we
all
allowed to say that?
technology.
Is Trump gonna shut us down? Are we allowed to say that?
Free
We're gonna
speech.
seize our passports at the border.
Free speech. What's up, Mr. Green? Shouts to Mr. Green. Shouts to everybody, Natalie, everybody that's in there. And how y'all doing, man?
Yeah. Make sure you guys read the comments because obviously I'm not seeing them, but I see there's red things popping up all over. My guy Ronaldo, Trini with the big Trinidad in victory, feeling good.
Evening,
How you
evening.
doing?
Feeling good. Good. Gold Cup. Might try to hit up some games this summertime, along with United. Big up the Caribbean Reds. You understand?
Oh wow, yeah, well, that's got to be the next move. Caribbean Reds, chat bout Red TV.
Most of them is Arsenal fans.
I know, not mad.
Oh no, we got a lot of United fans in Trinidad. Don't study that.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of yardies that's Jamaicans that's Arsenal fans, and I'm embarrassed to say, but and their channels and social media is heavy Arsenal, Jamaica, JFF combined, so they got a big movement going on. But we're not here to talk about that. My brother representing PA, Pittsburgh, the Steelers, is it a home of Aaron Rodgers yet?
Not yet, but it looks like it with Wilson going to the Giants today. So,
God.
Oh, how you doing today? How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing good, man.
Congratulations on running the marathon. I forgot to give you congratulations last week. I thought it was
First,
Big up Sean in the marathon.
I actually just like about an hour and a half ago, I just got back from a 4-mile run. So I'm running 4 miles twice a week and then doing it over 10,000 steps a day. So
Is it something you're addicted to it now?
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it. And the great thing is, like, there's a school near me and they have a track and people are allowed
That's
to
the
go
best
use
way
it at
to run, yeah.
nighttime. So my family, it's like my kid and my wife came today. They walked around it while I was running to make it a family event. So it's pretty cool.
Nice, nice.
Trying to
So
make
you
it that
did?
family time together.
He came in first, y'all. First.
No, he did not.
He did
I
come in
didn't.
first.
I didn't. It was a computer glitch coming first. Q, on the other hand, I'm 90% sure Q lapped me. So I did good, but it was my first one since it was my first race since breaking my back. I was told
Wow.
I could never run again. So to
Wow.
be able
That's
to do
what's
a
up.
race is, it was impressive, and the fact that I'm enjoying running again. I'm trying to, do you know what? I might try and play over 40s football if I can get fit enough. Those
Well,
guys
take
are
it.
fit though, man. Like, geez.
Yeah, yeah, and take your time, but we support it. Listen to your body.
Yeah,
And,
no,
you
no.
know,
I bought specialized shoes that my doctor, well, screw the doctor. I don't go to the doctor's chiropractor told me to use. So
Real quick,
well,
did you
go.
see that goal from the Jamaican guy that in Mexico?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I'll pull it up for you later and I'll show it to you. It's you are gonna love it. You're
Okay.
going to love it. And he scored a goal in Mexico, and the commentator went crazy for him.
Uh,
And I gotta play it for you. I'll pull it. I'm gonna find it for you, and I'll play it for you sometime during this stream.
all right, give me a heads up
I've
on
got
that.
I got a question to ask with the news coming out today. It looks like Man United are close to signing Southampton winger Tyler Dibbling.
Tell me
You know
about
what?
him.
You know
So-
what?
I'm not really hip to him, but seems like he's. Go
He's
ahead.
a young kid. He's in the England under 19 squad. He's played decently. He's going to be low wages, which is good to see. And he's Premier League proven already. So, and it just goes to show how much we're going for young, talented players. And I just can't see us signing anyone over 27 this summer. The only close to 27 we buy is a striker.
Does anybody feel that we may be too young? Like we don't have any veterans showing these kids like. And I know we need to go ahead.
The reason I don't right now is, and I'm sorry to interrupt. Sometimes
No,
I
no,
get
you're
ahead
good.
of
You're good.
myself.
No, this is what we do. We casually talk.
The reason I don't think we're too young is because we're not ready to win the Premier League. And
Right.
if you look at building a young, talented base now with Bruno, with the likes of that already in the squad, with Martinez already in the squad,
Mhm.
With Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, you've got those
Oh.
old heads there. But he's still a leader. He was still our captain. So
Yeah.
and you got to give him credit for coming back the way he did after all the abuse that he's received. So that's a leadership there. That's
Yeah, he's a high
leadership
character
quality right
guy.
there. Yeah.
In my eyes, Harry Maguire will always be a high character guy.
Yeah.
No matter what.
So if he can show that mentality to the kids and give them advice on how to deal with that, especially people like Garnacho, who sometimes take it hard when he gets substitute, he throws out his hands up in the air. If you noticed in the last game when he got substituted, he didn't. He walked off calmly, congratulated the guy coming on. It was a little different. So we're not ready to win the Premier League next year. I would be very shocked if we're ready to win the Premier League maybe the year after. But if you look at teams like Liverpool, right, they just lost Trent today. Virgin van Dijk's being chopped around. According to sources online, Real Madrid said no. So it looks like he's probably going to leave. Salah's leaving. They got a striker that
I don't see Salah leaving.
Salah's gone. Let's not forget, it's the 25th of March. The season ends in 2 months, pretty much today. There ain't no contract there. He's already turned down a contract. Liverpool are not going to give him the big money he wants. Saudi will. So if one of the free stay, right, they're losing a lot of their core base, whereas we're building our core base. That's what I'm liking to see. Give him next year. Give him time to gel as a team. Boom. 3rd season, 4th season, run for the title. So yes, normally I'd say no for a big team like United, but we need to take a step back, like we keep saying. We're not the United of old. We need to challenge for the future, and building young now is only going to help that.
All right, so I was just I know the kid's from Southampton. I know he's a winger. People were raving about him. I haven't taken the time to research him. But everybody seems to love him. I watched the United report, the United Academy guy, and he was just like, "This kid's a true player." And I was just a little concerned that we may be just having too many 19-year-olds on the squad. But like you said, if we're not trying to win it or not ready to win it for the next 2 years,
Real
I
quick,
get it.
what's going to happen in Southampton in the next couple of weeks?
Oh yeah, we know what's
Down
going
they
to happen.
go.
They're going down. So guess what? That price for Tyler Dibbling goes down. We get him on the real cheap. So I think I think it could be a good pickup. I'm
It
not
sounds
overly
like a
excited
good
for it,
pickup.
but I think it could, because it's always that thing when there's a 19-year-old involved. We don't know, and we looked at it with Rasmus, right? We don't know if it can fully develop into a starting player right away. So we have to be careful with it. But I think it's a decent signing if we can get it over the line.
All right. Well, the first topic I want to talk about, and I want Mikey to be the first one to talk about it because he's been trying to tell us to relax through this whole process. Kobe Mano, new contract negotiations are very active, and it's strongly believed that the deal will be closed soon. And this is by the Muppeteers, the Manchester Muppeteers. This guy seems to be having a lot of insight to the club, and he's usually right. But sounds like contract negotiations where people are like, get rid of, the gentleman right here, where is he? Right here was like, let him go. Let him go. But Mikey, you were telling us these are negotiations. Sometimes you got to do a little sticker shock. You got to test out the club. It wouldn't make sense to just say, okay, what do you guys want to give us? Hit them with a high number, see who's really working. And it sounds like things are going their way. So how do you feel about that, Mikey? This is your time to tell us. I told you so.
No, the thing is like just because you say 180 don't mean you think you're gonna get 180. Right? You could say whatever. It's just about establishing the market, right? I'll just go ahead, capitalism 101 for you real quick. You know what I'm saying? This thing's called a market. So the market has to be dictated by whatever is already going on, the precedent that's happening. So he's seeing all these bums and he's like, shit, let's just throw out 180 and let's see. But the thing that kind of was bad was that everybody was so reactionary about it because we're so tired, and rightfully so, because we're tired of being fleeced by these guys, and we know we're poor. We know we're poor. We're in the poorhouse. Okay. Sir Jim is outside with his tin can and his cardboard sign, and he's asking for money. Okay. And we can't afford to give him 180. But 100, when you ask for something, that doesn't mean that's what you want. Now, if they were stupid enough, if it was the Glazers, they'd be like, oh, 180, cool. Yeah, tomorrow.
220.
Here. Matter of fact, we were gonna give you 250. You're a generational talent. We know nothing about ball. So let's just, but we're not run by, well, we are, but we're not run by primarily bankers anymore, right? We're run by proper football guys. So, and I feel like they are taking an interest in this kid. They weren't going to give him 180. He knew that. I knew that. Everybody knew that. And we all agreed that it was a bad number to that's what the uproar is for. But you got to start high. And then you get to a number that is realistic for you. But this idea that he had a bad attitude, some of the things I was hearing just because he's asking for the money. And then it's a weird underlying thing in this game that when someone asks for money or wants to be paid, because you're essentially going to work for 10 years that is supposed to support you for the rest of your life, right? When you ask for money, that's a problem. No, don't. It's not a problem. Ask what you think you're valued. Ask for that and then see what you can get. I'm always going to say that. I'm going to tell my kids that. Shoot for the stars. And if shoot for the moon. And if you can't get to the moon, maybe you land in the stars. You're still up there. But don't hang your head and I'm from Manchester, so I should just only, I know the club doesn't have it. They have it. It's no matter if they're going to give it to you or not.
Ooh, that's deep. Sean. Your thoughts on it, and do you feel keeping Kobe, if things work out, that's an asset to us?
Yeah, I've always said he's a good player. Like whether what I said is for me, like I just felt under the circumstances, knowing where the club is at and then asking for it. I get what Mikey's saying. Negotiate down. You have time to think. Yes, if we can keep him, great. I would like to see some more of him next year, though. I really the whole injury thing. Looking back on how long he's actually been injured, in the last 2 years is actually kind of a concern. We look at like so Luke Shaw, and everyone chatting shit on Monday about Mason Mount. He's been here at exactly the same time, and they've both been out roughly about the same time. So it's for me, it is a concern at how much he's injured at such a young age. But is the talent there? Absolutely. Does he have time to get over the injuries? Absolutely. So for me, yeah, sign a new contract. I'd be more than willing to keep him.
Ronaldo, your thoughts on the Kobe negotiations seem to be positive, and it looks like he allegedly might be a Red for the next 6 years, possibly.
Feel like this was the inevitable progression because we have him locked down. First of all, we have him locked down to like 2027, and he wanted a raise. I think he deserved. It was just a matter of how much. And I really didn't want to get carried away with the numbers we were hearing. They were calling out 180. I was like, is this valid or not? And people were reacting on that. I'm like, guys, we get wrong transfer info all the time. So why couldn't this be wrong too? Let's be calm about it. Like the guy, he saw Ahmad get a raise, and last year, it was his rookie season, and he exceeded expectations.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. He exceeded expectations, and he got picked with England, and he had a good run with England too. So, having said all that, sophomore season, it didn't go as well as it did, but he saw Ahmad get a bumper raise, and he figured he should get a raise too. And I think that was valid. I think he deserved it. I think he deserved the raise because, quite frankly, playing at that level and making $20K a week, at the beginning when he signed the deal, we weren't sure, but things evolved. He got better, so maybe pay him as valuable as he is. And yeah, it was just about meeting the number, I guess. Just meeting in the middle. 150 might have been too much. I'll give him the same deal that Ahmad has and let it rock. I think. And along with that point too, and back on the other point with the rumors of us getting Dibbling and building a young side.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we should all, as they develop, get them all on the same pay grade and bump them up gradually and nothing too crazy. So, they have some resale value. So we have to bear that in mind, but we have to pay guys what they're worth. And, eventually we get it over the line. I figured probably at the end of the season, we find out maybe after we win the Europa Trophy, we hear, Maino's new deal.
Wicked, my man called the Europa Trophy. Go ahead, Mike.
Real quick, just want to get some of these comments in. Mr. Green, remember how young that Monaco team was when they made the Champions League final, or was it
that was a fire team too?
2004,
the team of ballers. But that only comes around, but so often, right? Like the stars have to align for you to get a team that young with that much experience to go as far as they did, right? Or was it the semis? Good life advice. That's why Stateside Reds is going places. Thank you, Sanjeev. Come to Atlanta. When you come to Atlanta, beer's on me. The real Greg B. Shout out to the real Greg B. Thank you for joining us, my brother.
That's my brother.
He says the situation is one of making sure that the players asking for those wages continue to perform once they get them. Yeah, when you buy a car, you would hope that it's still running after you leave the lot. So, yes, I'm just taking the piss. Jeremy Sanchez well said, Mikey. Big up, Jeremy. Shouts. I hope everything's all right. And we don't need players dipping as soon as they get about 200K and up. Yeah, that true. We also don't need to create environments to where like what happened with Rashford. Talking to Stephen Peters. Shouts to Stephen Peters. Thanks for joining the chat. Talking about cars, Marcus Rashford hit with fines for a driving offense during his former ban. Okay, cool. Marcus Rashford plays for Aston Villa right now, so we're gonna leave him alone. I'm tired of talking about Marcus Rashford, but that sucks.
Yeah.
I hope he sorts that out. He seems to have a problem with the driving thing, but yeah, you would hope these guys. I mean, Rashford fell off a cliff. Let's just bring up Rashford. Rashford fell off a cliff once he got his money, right? But I don't think the money was the issue. I think it was the team. I think he just wasn't a fit for this team anymore, right? Like after that 30 goals, and now look at what he's doing. He's flying. He's doing well at Villa. He had the most goal. He had the most chances in the first England game. So, like, with 6 everybody on the pitch. So, like, he's starting to find a little bit of form for himself now. So, you don't want – I just don't like wage as a conversation because, like, you could fall off a cliff for multiple reasons. We just live in a world full of nuance, so we got to find that sometimes. Sometimes it's like, oh, look, he got the money, and now he's not performing. See? And it's like, there's so much to go into it. But some people do fall off a cliff because of money. So
I want to piggyback on the Mano thing. What do you think is a fair wage for our gentleman? Is it close to Ahmad with 120, or would you give him more than Ahmad? I would give him 125 out of respect.
It has to be the same or less for me.
Yeah,
120.
I don't think he's.
Harmony.
I don't think he's hit the heights. I guess he can because he did last year, but this year it's kind of been a drop off. It's the same. So yeah, give him the same because Ahmed, he started at the end of last season becoming good, done really well this season. Kobe had a good year last year, hasn't had a really good this year due to injuries and not really being in form. So it's kind of balanced out there. So yeah, around both the same.
We can say that Ahmed has already fit Amrin's system in 2 positions. And we still haven't found a position for Kobe yet to fit because we don't know if he's going to be a 10 or a holding mid. So I can see where Ahmed right now is a little bit more valuable. Is that fair to say, gentlemen? Anybody disagree?
He's a world
He's working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's working out. But
he's also older.
Yeah, he's 23.
Yeah, he's also older than the kid and also played for a pro team. Like, this isn't his first.
Yeah, he's a veteran.
Atalanta, Rangers. He played at Sunderland in the championship. So he has a lot of more experience. I think Kobe will fit in the side. It's just a matter of him meeting the aggression that the coach demands, especially if he's playing next to Ugarte. He's gonna have to be that battling box-to-box defender. He can't jog back. He's gonna have to get back quick, cover defenders, help out Ugarte, and so I think he could fit an 8. And honestly, I think he could fit the 10 as well.
Real quick, shouts to Ronaldo with that good sounding mic.
Yeah, I didn't know how y'all gonna let that go by.
Look at that one. What happened to the old one?
There we go. We in the business. Shit getting serious.
What I love about us growing is when everybody gets their equipment right and it's just looking crisp and clean. I'm telling you, numbers are going to fly out of here. It's going to fly.
Where do I file my expense report?
Yeah, make sure you send that receipt for that mic.
Send the receipt, please, for the mic. Well, we have a brutal April coming up, gentlemen. It's a true test for this team. I believe we have Forest, Leon,
Forest City, Leon, Newcastle, Leon.
Yeah, but we'll get into that.
Wolves is in March.
Sorry?
Yeah, we got a run coming.
March.
Yeah, April Fool's Day. We start with Forest Tuesday.
Yeah, which is going to be a tough game.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be a tough game. But we have some good news dropped this week. There's a lot of guys on the grass right now. There's a lot of guys on the grass right now, and I'm not talking about the 420. They are actually on the pitch running around. Mount Shaw, as we already know, are coming back. Ahmad did his little cryptic thing that drove. First of all, sometimes I'm proud to be part of this sports media field. But when players do little cryptic things, I think they do it just to mess with us sometimes. Because oh my God, Ahmad did the hourglass with the happy face, and people went crazy. Like, oh, he's coming back in 2 weeks. And this means he's almost ready to go. And I was just like, first of all, I broke down the hourglasses. He did the long hourglass. It wasn't the quick one, like it's a little bit time left. He did the one with a
I don't
lot
know
of
they have
time.
more than one.
Yes, brother. So I did my research on the hourglass. He did the one with a lot of time left. So I don't know what that means.
It's
But
gonna be May. He's coming in May.
they said that it's gonna be late April, early May. So I
Yeah, I
don't
think,
know.
I
Who's
think
that for
May
Amber?
1st is the
Ahmed?
semifinal. If we make it,
Yeah.
I
It'll
think
be Ahmed be
they're targeting
semifinal.
that for him. Yeah.
Kobe and Maguire are also on the grass right now.
Yep.
And Aiden Heaven is
Mhm.
reported to be ready to come back on the grass when the internationals getting back.
Yeah, he'll be
So
back on Friday.
this is a lot of good news for Amron. I think Amron might have probably his most fit team going into this April run, or more importantly, Europa. Because as far as I'm concerned, Premier League, what's the best we can do, guys? 12? 11?
Yeah.
But
Good
It
practice, though.
depends on who crumbles above us, but yeah, it depends on who crumbles above us, but yeah.
talking about our health, there was a question today that I found interesting. Someone said that when Maguire come back, I don't see Aiden Heaven playing anymore with the first team. Now, and this is my guy Mark Barry, so I'm gonna put him out there. I'm gonna put him out there. But speak about our health coming back in the April. But that point where Mark says, I don't see Aiden Heaven getting any more time with the first team because Harry Maguire's coming back. So,
That makes zero
Ronaldo, you
sense.
go first.
I think he gets a lot of time, especially with the Prem games. Amarim might want to pick the experience for Lyon and keep them rested between Forest and City. And if
Oh,
Heaven
shit.
split, he's gonna play those games. I think, as he should, because Amarim when he had the full side in November and stuff, he was rotating. So once these guys come back, I think he's gonna rotate. And you forgot to admit, I know these are guys probably worth omitting, but Mount and Shaw on grass. And if they're on grass, that means they're in the rotation, right?
Mhm.
So
I want to
I
put
think
my
they
hand
put some
up.
prime games as well.
I want to apologize to Mount.
Don't
Yeah,
apologize yet. Don't apologize.
No,
yet.
not yet. Not
Don't
yet.
apologize
Not yet.
He has to do
No,
something
no.
worth to apologize.
An apology isn't to Mount, it's to me.
Well,
Remember that.
yeah, I
it's
was
to me.
on one yesterday. I was funky yesterday. But forgive me. I was real funky on Mount because I understand it, but I'm willing to say Mount deserves another full chance because
Choice.
I
know,
wouldn't put
so-
him anywhere
If
near
we
the
could
pitch.
give Luke Shaw 9 years of chances, then yeah.
yeah. And I think my whole thing is how much I hate Chelsea, so I think I'm using that towards Mount. So that's what my apology, Sean. I'm not being fair because I despise the Chelsea Football Club, and I feel like they robbed us. And so that's kind of my apology. So now go ahead. You guys speak on our health coming up and the April.
I feel like I don't understand what Mark Barry's saying because like we're still short a man at center back, right? Our
Yeah,
main
Leach is not in.
Lissandro is not in. So like it's gonna be all hands on deck. You're gonna need to freshen the squad every so often, especially with the three men at the back situation, right? It's gonna call for guys to be a little bit more physical, more hands-on than which is gonna drain more energy over time. So yeah, it's hell. They might sub Heaven on for 20 minutes. He might not start again. He might not start another game, but he's definitely gonna play. I don't see what's stopping him from. Yeah, Mark Barry's on a birthday high. Thank you, Cheese. Yeah, Amarim loves a center back sub. He'll use every CB we have. Yeah, I don't see. He will do it. He's done it, and anything to save Maserati from having to play it.
I think Mazraoui plays pretty decent at right center back.
He
I
does.
love him at center back. I prefer
Yeah,
him
Right
at
but
center
you
back.
want the guys that you're paying for to do that job, right? If they're
Yeah.
healthy. So come on and do that. And that way we can save you to do it later. Or we can have you on the pitch playing the wing back role or something else. He does everything well. He plays well at every position, but that just goes to show again, Emram's a rotating coach. So I don't see why he gave Heaven the shot. He did well, and then he'd be like, nah, sit on the bench for the rest of the season.
No, he will play again.
Yeah.
You know.
I thought. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, like for me, Heaven needs to be near the team. It's the same as I said with Bayern Deer, right? You're going to lose some centre backs next season. You're going to want him to have experience in the Premier League. We can't win anything in the Premier League, so why not? We can't get relegated. We can't get Europe in the Premier League. So why not play Hayden Heaven in the Premier League? Like, it would be insane for me not to give him that experience on top of what he's already shown for us. And let's not forget, it's not his, like when Harry Maguire was not injured, it was his fault that we conceded 2 goals before he got injured. Aiden Heaven hasn't done that. So he's been solid at the back. I think he's faster. He's taller. He's more physical than Harry Maguire. Less
good ball carrier.
Better ball carrying. His ball carrying is.
I don't know if he's better, but he's as good probably.
I think he's better than Harry Maguire at ball control, not ball control, ball carrying, because some of those turns I see him make and then just walk past the striker.
Definitely more agile. Yep.
Yeah, you know, he's light for me. He's light years above his age in maturity. Maybe not talent, but maturity. So I for him not to start for me it would be insane.
Imagine Harry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Mike. I was pausing.
Just imagine Harry Maguire stopping somebody from getting into the team.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire is the reason why you're
redemption
not playing.
song, baby.
I love Harry Maguire now.
I think
Harry Maguire should be a bench player next season.
Exactly. He's a suitable backup, and I think that should always be his role with the club.
Yeah. You know, remember was he 30 next year?
Yeah.
He didn't have the he didn't have the legs when he was 27 to be to play in this system. I'm not saying to be a Premier League centre back, because he won the league at Leicester. So I'm not saying he's not a bad defender, but
was he a part of that league winning?
No, I don't think he was.
He wasn't
yet. He
was
came
he
in
not in that league side? I thought he was.
That's Captain Morgan.
Morgan, yeah.
And
it was Evans was Evans was in the team, right? The
no,
league.
Fuchs and Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Good memory.
He was at Hull. He was at Hull when they won the league.
How could you not remember that side, man?
Who, me?
2016 was a weird year. They won, the Cubs won, Trump won. It was a weird year. 2016.
I remember the 4-3 game against us. That was a good game. But yeah, for me, he has to play. People like Luke Shaw can play left centre back. He's played it before. If this is a big if he can stay fit for any game.
Yeah, it's a big if.
So he's a cover 2 at centre back. So what, you're going to drop an injury-prone? You're going to play an injury-prone player, and let's not forget Harry Maguire's been out quite a bit this season too. So
yeah, he has quite his head. He's had some injuries.
I would probably play Maguire more in the Europa League for experience, because he's been to a final. Because he's been to a final.
No.
He has that experience with the team. And you also got to remember you got to play against the team, right? So if you're playing against Athletic, no, you put Aiden Heaven in for the pace against Nico Williams. But it depends on who you're playing. But he does have the experience of getting to a Europa League final with Manchester United.
Yeah, but Sean, I beg to differ. I love you, but we're obviously agreeing that Europa League is our bread and butter. How does Harry play in front of Maserati, Euro, and Haven?
I'm not saying in front of those. I'm saying there's a back 3 there. So you got De Ligt, Euro.
Oh, he can back up De Ligt.
Yeah, I would play De Ligt, Maguire, and Euro at the back.
Shout out to De Ligt, by the way. I just saw.
That's a solid back line, dude. You've got pace to cover Harry Maguire. You put Harry Maguire maybe in the center, Lenny Euro on the left, De Ligt on the right, and then if you've got pace to cover Harry Maguire if needed.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm not
And,
saying over them. I'm just saying with them.
yeah, he's a
You got
solid mid.
a lot of experience in that back. Well, besides Lenny Euro, you got a lot of experience. The Lit's been to what semi-finals Champions League with Ajax. You know, he's won a league title, so he's got a lot of experience. He's also our best defender this year by far.
Who Delit?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Was Delict in that Ajax team that we beat for
Yes.
Europa?
I'm not
Was he?
sure. That,
I don't know
Yes.
because he was like 17 in that Champions League semifinal, so I'm not sure if he like cut into the.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
if he had
yeah.
left the Juve by then, because
No,
I
no,
know
that's
he left
before
right
Juve,
after
wasn't
that
it?
Champions League.
Because he would have been like,
He was like
He was very
17 on
young.
that Ajax
Yeah.
team, so I don't think
Yeah.
he made it. He was on that team when we beat them in the final.
Yeah, it was before Juve, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Before.
It was Ajax, then Juve, then Munchen.
that was
Yeah,
the
but-
easiest. That's the easiest cup finals ever.
No, he was in the team.
Nobody
was he
gave
really?
Ajax a
He's on the
chance.
bench?
And Nana played in the team too.
That's not right.
Yeah.
Oh, Nana. Wow. Well, the club, we're going to go on outs right now. Anybody else want to speak on the...
Hold on, real quick. Let's get some of these messages in.
Please do. Please do.
Mark Cheeseman, can't take him seriously right now. He's talking about Mark
Who was he
Berry.
talking about?
Mark Berry.
Oh, okay.
Sure can't. Rotation's gonna be key for the shouts to Mark Berry. Happy birthday, brother.
Yeah, happy
Um,
birthday, Mark.
Rotation's gonna be key for these next few games. That's a real Greg B. Exactly. We have some tough games on our hands. Harry is used to a back three, so he can play this system. But Heaven will get matches. Calm down. Sean has a point. Casey, calm down. Sean has a point.
Who said
um,
that?
Greg B. This is all Greg B.
Okay. Yeah, I love
And
Greg.
he says he was saying that he was in the Ajax team. Delict was a part of that game. He tweeted about Pogba.
Okay.
Damn, he was young. He was really young because we won that 17?
And shout out
Yeah.
to Delit making Paul Scholes admit lightweight he was wrong about him.
That's-
I
You
saw
know,
that.
that's-
Yeah, that
when you step up and play, that's all that needs to be said.
The guys, his games has been like 7 and
Yeah.
above from the whole season, quietly.
The
And
thing I don't like is that you
Go ahead.
start off saying craziness. Like you start off
yeah,
detracting. I just don't and no offense to you, Sean. I just think that's an English thing. I think
What?
that's an English thing to start off negatively.
oh, you
like,
mean our
English
fans?
media
Our
does
ex-
it. A lot of our fans that are English do it. They start off. They don't start off like with hope for you. If they have the idea that you suck, that's it. That's it.
Well-
you're out of there until then you have to prove them wrong. It's like no.
I'm
We
the,
should
I'm
start off
the
with a
opposite
clean
though.
slate for
I'm
senior
the man of hope.
citizens. No, I'm just saying. Like I don't want to say English people, English media,
Yeah, English media, 100%.
They start off with "you suck." How the hell you can never make it? You can never make it.
Remember Martinez? Too small, can't
Yeah.
make it.
Like
Jamie
But
Carragher, you know.
Don't you think a lot of them were swayed by the fact that he was at Ajax, Juve, Bayern Munich, and then
well, they were
you know
using
they're
that
like,
against them. They were using that
Exactly.
against him. Like,
Yeah,
look how
he
you
was
moved
a failure.
around to- yeah, like you moved around to so many big clubs, you can't be good. And it's like,
Well, that's journalism 101 these days, isn't it?
Or
They don't go
journalism,
with a
yeah.
story, they go with headlines.
I just expect not Roy Keane, but yeah, shout now for Roy Keane to give it a rest with Bruno, yes. But I expect for our legends to do better. They have to do better with this, bro. If you're a legend of this club, you need to go to these guys, put an arm around them, and then build them up. And then if they're doing badly, then you could tell the truth. Nobody's saying don't tell the truth. Nobody's saying to glaze them. But what I am saying is
I hate that word.
I don't like glaze neither. Glazers, glaze, I don't like it.
I just
But,
don't like Glaze.
Nobody's saying for you to glaze them. But like the slagging off as the right players off before they even get there. I'm never gonna do that. I'm never. In my interview I had with United View, I said about Mason Mount, I was like, I don't know if he's gonna be good for us or not. I don't know, but I'm gonna back him. Why? Because he wears the shirt. He's gonna be wearing the shirt now. Why is that so hard to do?
Yeah,
Our fan base
I
does
totally
that a
agree
lot.
with you. I don't know if it's just the years of negativity that's been compounded and built up that we're just all skeptical. Well, not all of us, but it seems like every move we make, people are predicting it not to work. But see, what I don't like is this regime is still getting judged from what Murtaugh and Arnold and all those guys, and I have to be telling people every day those guys are no longer here because I talk to other fans like, yeah, but y'all gave Anthony all that money. I said that's not this
That was the
regime,
previous regime.
and I don't know
Name
why people can't get that in their head.
name
These
one
people
player
are
that was signed last summer that has been horrendous for Manchester United this summer.
exactly you're proving.
What's
Listen
the
to
list?
Delit,
Mazda. Go ahead,
Maz, Delit,
Zersky,
Zersky. Who else was
Ugarte.
there? Who?
Ugarte.
Ugarte.
You
I'm gonna go
you
with
got to
all
put
of them.
Haven in there. You got to put Haven in there. You got to put Obi in there.
Well, last season.
Oh,
Last summer,
Oh,
yeah, last summer.
summertime. Yeah, summer window.
Yeah, we signed like 4 to 5 players.
To be fair, we were on Rasmus's neck for half the season till recently.
yeah.
Our minds just changed on that.
It's funny how Rasmus, and you said in your guys' show last night, Mikey, he doesn't even press like he did at Atlanta anymore. What happened to him? Is it just his
Confidence.
confidence? It's so
Confidence.
shot.
Yeah, man. It's
Yeah,
confident.
that
mean,
confidence.
I can't say that because
Wasted
it's like
runs.
you got to do the little things to build your confidence, and it's like, yeah, I understand your confidence is gone, but like these are the bread and butter things that's gotten you to where you've gotten. It's just like you played at a high level, Casey. You know that you do the little things. You're gonna 2-step drop, like you're gonna 1-step wrap on a guy that you're tackling, like
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna keep my hips here because even though I'm having a bad game now, I'm getting my ass kicked. I can't give up on the fundamentals, and
That's
that's why I say
exactly true.
pressing for me is the fundamental part of this game now. It's like having a left hand in basketball. It's like, you have to be able to do it on both ends, and so the fact that you're a little shook. I feel like we're starting to give him a little bit too much fucking leeway now, right? Because it's confidence now. You're not chasing after lost causes. What the hell are we paying you for? You got to do it. You have to do it. That's what gets you back into the game. That's what allows you to find form is when you do the things that you're drilled.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're exactly right. When when you're down in the dumps and having a tough time, you got to go back to those things that you were raised on, your fundamentals, your drills, your rules, and your things where you're like, okay, I know I got to go back to stepping with this foot, punching here, doing this, and you're right. And it's like he's lost himself, Sean. Ronaldo. It's like he's lost himself, and
He had
you
2
know,
good games and then had a freaking stinker again and got a rating of 2.5.
no,
Like,
He sued in front of
Yeah, they came for him.
Sue,
That's what
yeah,
happens.
I get that that's your idol, but to sue in front of Ronaldo,
Ronaldo handled it
it
well.
was yeah, but it didn't work out too well because they got hammered 5-2 in the repeat match.
It sure did.
It was 2 goals in extra time. That was a glazed scoreline. Sorry, Casey.
Ugh.
Glazed donuts is where it's at, though. Mark Cheeseman. Mark. Cheese.
No, glazed donuts were so regular and so basic. I hate glazed donuts.
Krispy Kreme.
Those are overrated. If you don't get them out the oven, they're overrated.
Oh, Krispy Kremes are way overrated. I'm with Casey on this. If you don't get it in the morning, they're horrible. If you
Horrible.
get them when they're out the
Fresh off
oven,
the press,
fire.
yeah.
But if you don't get them at
You
that
gotta-
time,
Who's
that
buying
you gotta
Krispy Kreme
stale,
that's not
nasty.
out from the hot oven sign? Like, who?
But
You
not
gotta time that light
everybody,
like a cop. That's what you gotta
Not-
do.
gentlemen, not everybody can eat the donut out of the oven. Sometimes they bring them to the office in a pack of 12. I'm like, this is garbage. Throw this shit away.
Well, I will say you live in the donut capital of the world, so
Do we?
yes, you guys have more donuts more donut shops per capita is by design.
That's a stat I've never heard in my
They
life.
can't bring it real quick. They can't bring in Dunkin' Donuts and stuff to LA because there's too much competition for donuts. Because it's
Well, yeah, I only know
Cambodian
of one.
families.
Dunking it
Cambodia-
up their game. That's what it is.
Cambodian families have brought in so much. I think Cambodian or Vietnamese families have brought in so much business from the donut industry that they can't even bring in donut.
Oh my
places.
God.
Yeah.
My favorite donut shop was owned by some Vietnamese people.
Yep.
That's madness. I never knew that.
It's a fact.
See?
It's a whole documentary about it I watched.
Holy shit.
We got Homer
Paradise
Simpson
donuts
over there,
and
man.
croissants.
I'm a donut expert.
But
Excuse me.
just, I love donuts, boy. I love me.
Holy moly!
I'm talking
donut.
about donuts. I'm not allowed to eat donuts right now.
Well, that's a choice. That's a lifestyle choice, my friend.
Calories
That's
in,
a-
calories out.
No.
Well, there's a big clear out supposed to be coming. We've been hearing about a big clear out for years. Apparently, Ineos is confident that I saw a post today. I didn't really see the players to talk about it, but they said they're confident there's 4 players that's going to be sold guaranteed. I'm assuming Marcus Rashford's one of them.
Yeah, there was reports today that there's no way back for him, and they're looking for around 50 to 60 million euros, not pounds, euros. So you're talking around 45, 50 million pounds.
Okay,
From Villa.
let's keep numbers here. I want to keep numbers on this. So
And that's gonna
It's
also
1 to
depend
1.2,
on
that's
Villa
it.
making Champions League too, or top 4.
and this one is inspired by my guy Ronaldo, the 10 players that everybody seems to be out. We keep hearing about this number 10, but I'm going to give you Talk Sports list,
Okay.
Oh. Talk shite.
and they
Yeah.
have 12 players that are going to leave Manchester United this summer. Are you ready to hear this?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
valid too.
All right. So first of all, Johnny Evans.
Yep.
Uh,
Why don't you do
Tommy.
this, Case? Why don't you read out a name, and let's all agree whether he'll leave? We can all 4 of us can say yeah, nay.
And
Okay.
before we do that, we should not mention Evans, Ericsson, and Lindelof because their contracts are expiring.
That's the
So
top
they're-
4.
that's
So we
like
can take them off. You want to take them
Yeah,
off
they
the
have
list?
to
That's
leave.
the top
let's
4.
put aside.
So Marcus Rashford is let's say he's number 1. Anthony next.
Yep.
Sancho.
Bye.
He's such a dirtbag.
I'm running out of thumbs.
He's such a
Freedom
dirtbag.
fighter. Freedom.
Man, waste
outta
man.
here.
Bender.
Binder. No,
Wow. What?
I'm going
What?
down on Binder.
So
Down
is it
meaning you're
because-
keeping him or you shipping him?
Is he
No,
They're
I'll keep
shipping
him.
him.
Keep
Yeah.
him?
Thumbs up is keep. Down is I'd keep.
Yeah,
him.
he's not
I
a
would
priority
keep
to
him.
get out. He's not a priority. to get out
Wait.
here.
Is it because of game time he would want to leave, or he?
That's exactly why he wants to leave because he wants to start for Turkey. It's the World Cup,
But-
yeah. So he might want to go.
True. Yeah.
I'm just gonna spoiler alert. Anana's not on this list.
Woo!
Who's gonna buy him? Who wants to buy him?
We're
But
back.
to-
We are back. We're so back.
But according to the Muppeteers today, I'm just gonna segue into them a little bit. They're saying that Amarim wants his own goalie. He wants his own goalie. And every manager that we've had has been on the same thing. They've wanted their own goalie. Well, Jose wasn't like that, but Eric Ten Hag was, and basically of late. But so maybe that's why Bender is probably on the list to go. But I think I would keep him. I don't know. I think he's solid. But
Real quick,
Maybe-
Jeremy says, "Damn, Mikey with the LA facts, bro. I know your city, bro. I'll be there.
all
Shouts
right.
to Altadena.
Yeah, shout out to Altadena. Salute everybody in Altadena, man. They're going through it still. So Malasia is next.
So
This is where it gets real spooky with TalkSport, and I know we're gonna be pissed off. Kobe Manu,
get out of here. He stays.
Alejandro Garnacho,
I keep
Joshua
him.
Zersky.
Yeah.
Joshua Zersky stays.
I don't see us getting.
If we get Osimhen, he could go.
We're not getting awesome.
I don't know.
It
Oh,
depends
let me
for
take that
Champions League.
back.
He's
If
going
we
hard.
get Champions League, Osman will
If
come.
we get Champions League, they're in play, guys.
I think Jonathan David is a move.
It's a free move, yeah. And even so, yeah, you think you figure David's better than Xerxes.
Could you imagine a Canadian leading the line for Man United?
Another red.
I know some
Red.
Reds in California will probably kill themselves. And I hate to say that.
They hate Canucks so much.
No, I don't
That's
get
what
it.
it
I
is?
don't get the Canadian hate. Actually, I really don't. 'Cause
Shouts to
Canadian-
Canada. I love Canada.
I
Ottawa,
love Canada.
Didn't it
Winnipeg.
just be the USA?
Montreal.
Shout out to everybody, man. Not the USA. Shout
They
out to
just beat them
China.
1-0, right?
But that's Talk Sports list of players that they are saying Manchester players who will leave this summer.
Yeah, I think if
I
we get
agree,
Champions
yeah.
League, it's gonna be real cutthroat. It's gonna
Yeah.
might be more.
I don't know. I obviously I don't.
Crazy. That's a crazy look. This list is nuts.
Just think about it. And Rasmus is not on that list. And I'm not saying Rasmus should leave, but I would move Rasmus
Loan.
before I move Zersky.
Loan. He needs
Yeah,
to
I
be on
would.
loan.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Zersky's starting to fit into this. I still don't think he's 100% there, but I think he is fitting into the system nicely now. He's
Same.
starting to get his confidence back.
He showed me a lot after he got booed.
Yeah.
He showed me character.
Directly after that moment, you could point to and say he's upped his game every game. So I agree with y'all. David would be a good signing. Mr. Green says, of course you would say that, Mr. Green. Of course you'd say that.
Do you know who else is on the move?
Sellers.
This guy, right?
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Ah, screw you, Liverpool. 1-3 down, baby.
I did see them burning his kit today on
Yeah, they're
Twitter.
pissed. They're
Yeah.
pissed.
Yeah.
Because he let it grind down to a free.
Well, that's what Madrid do now, isn't it? Since they
Yeah.
got burnt with Hazard, they don't sign anyone really for big money anymore. They let it run. That's what they were trying to do with Lenny Euro. That's why they didn't sign him. They're not spending money. They just want to. Since COVID,
Breeze. They
with
just
everyone.
want Breeze. Yep.
Yeah.
They're geniuses. That's why
Yeah.
they're the best in the world. And that's why they've
Yeah,
been the
so
best for 30, 40
They got the
years.
pull. They're Real Madrid. You
Yeah,
know you want
they-
to come through.
They
They
do.
make
They're
it
doing what we did when we were like not so in the 90s. We would do the same. Sign players like that real cheap.
I
It's
mean,
funny,
I'm not mad at
Casimir's not
Trent.
on
He
this
just
list.
can't defend, and he's gonna be asked to do a lot of defending there, and he just can't do it. So unless
The
they play
problem
him
with
in a
Casemiro-
more, like midfielder type of role, I just don't see him lasting over there in defense, especially when you go up against the bigger sides. Real Madrid is forced to play bigger. They're in deep competitions every year. They have to play 9 or 10 of the best teams in the world in 360 days of the year. So like, I don't know. I think
the reason I
offensively
think
sound.
he'll fit in over there is because the same reason Anthony, right? He's not gonna be pressured too much. And Trent, when it comes to crossing, is insanely good. Like he has got pinpoint Beckham accuracy. If you give him time, he is incredible with the crossing and free kicks. So I think he'll work out pretty decently over there in Madrid.
I just think defensively he's a liability.
Yeah, but when you have a team like Real Madrid, don't you think, Mikey, that's so stacked up with talent? It's hard. I mean, to get at them defensively, Madrid got to have mistakes happen up front. You know what
But you
I'm
don't
saying?
think they're not going to sell this summer?
Our standard for defense and what theirs are is different, right? Because I'm going
Yeah.
off of what they would want to be. Like, we already know he's an offensive juggernaut, like he does everything well. But he's like I said, he's gonna have to go up against some of the better players and show at that position if they end up playing it at that position, at the right back position. And he's been already shown that he is a dud on 1v1 defending, or he gets lost and stuff like that. It's good. It's a demand to do it on both ends. For years, we've watched what's his name? What the hell is his name on the left side? He's been doing it for years. I forget his damn name now. But
For what team?
People.
for Real Madrid.
Marcelo.
Marcelo, who's injured
Casa-
now, and
Is
has
it
been
Casa?
doing it for years.
Oh, Mendy.
Mendy. That's it.
Mendy, it's in my head. I just can't really think
The
about
dude
it
who
right
played
now,
for
but-
Chelsea?
No, but yeah, we've watched those guys command the role for so long. He's gonna be asked to do the same thing and win Champions League. Remember, winning the Champions League there is that's their league, right?
Yeah, that's
So-
what they.
If they can't do it, and it's because they're lacking because of defense, which is they're not really the best defensive team right now, even though we're still pretty good. they'll look at him and they'll be like, "Come on, Trent, what's this?" So don't.
Yeah, but
But-
what's the downside on signing him though, right? He's free. He's free. So if it doesn't work out, there's no downside to this at all. You know, just ship him out and you've made money on it because someone will buy Trent back. So, yeah, it's just for me. It's we're going this way. We're young, and Liverpool going this way.
Yeah.
Praying.
Carvajal.
I fucking hate
Carvajal.
Liverpool.
is his
Oh,
name.
Carvajal, yeah, he's the right back.
Carvajal.
He's recovering from a ACL injury.
He's been.
And let's not forget they're going to sell this summer, right? Madrid are going to sell. You know, their squad is stacked. They're going to need to sell. So, you know, no downside to it. So, you know, so I think it's a win-win for either side. He's won everything at Liverpool. He's leaving. It's a win-win for both sides. It's not costing anything. If it doesn't work out, they make money on him, and it's a win-win for Trent because Trent gets to go play at Madrid.
I agree. I'm okay with him doing that. I mean, I don't care either way, right? But if I'm Trent, right, like the shit that people are doing with Kobe Manu, right? They need to be kind of doing that with Trent because Trent's a Liverpool kid, right? His face painted on the side of walls that's brought them a Champions League, that's won them the league, and all of that stuff. And he's not choosing them. He's choosing to go play for the Galacticos, right? So, like,
yeah.
That's where you'd be like, yo, man, if I was you, I would represent I would represent Merseyside to the fullest. But I get it. Everybody wants to play for Real Madrid. That's a real, when people say, hey, my lifelong dream is to play for Real Madrid, it's not like when they say it for Manchester United. When they say it for us, they're like, yeah, I just signed. So my dream was always to play here.
We can also look at the fact that he might be seeing the downside of Liverpool coming up now. These players are getting older. So he might look at this Liverpool squad and go, okay, I've got an opportunity to go play for Real Madrid. This Liverpool team's getting older. We've got a coach who, okay, he's going to win the league in his first year, but it's on the back of Klopp's team. They play exactly the same system. How's he going to do when he brings new players in himself? So he's might be looking at that and going, I want to change. The fact that Liverpool burning his jersey is insane to me. That's like us burning Beckham's jersey when he went to Madrid, right? He won everything at Liverpool, and because he wants a new challenge, you're going to burn his jerseys? Like, come on,
fans are too reactionary.
It hits a little different when you're the local guy.
Okay.
When you're the local kid, like you're the kid that they have painted on the walls of houses and stuff. Like I could see. I don't agree with it. I don't agree. I don't think they should be doing it. But when you're the kid from Liverpool, that's one of the greatest at your position in the world, and you let the deal. Is he not?
No.
Who is he? Not one of the best? What the hell?
You were just saying 5 minutes ago that he's trash and he's bum.
Yeah, you just said he was
he's bad, but he does everything offensively the best. I will take him over anybody. I will take him. There's not one club. He's about to go to the best club in the world. How is he not the best? How? Who's better?
One of them Arsenal fools.
Yeah, I'll wait. Jurrien Timber? Stop. Like, what are you talking about? He's the best. He's going to the best team
Timber's
in Europe.
a centre back.
Timber's a right back.
Come on now. You got to get your
Timber was
back
a
straight
centre
if you
back
go
at
correct,
Ajax. They
man.
moved him over to a right back at Arsenal.
Yeah, they moved him. He's not naturally a center back.
No, Ben White was a natural centre back, and they moved him over to the right, and he failed too. So,
just saying, you can't name me one guy that's better.
We wanted Timber too. Remember?
Can't name me one guy that's better.
I think the Premier League is going to be a different. It's going to be a different top four next year. I think teams like Villa are going to step to the front. You got to respect what Forest is doing.
Forest will drop down out the top four. I think they're going to have the same problem that Villa had.
I think they'll have miles ahead.
What do you say?
Hakimi?
You also think?
Absolutely.
You also
Thank
think
you.
Anthony's a great player.
Thank you.
He doesn't.
Hakimi.
When I see Sanjeev in person, he's actually on the same train as us.
Is he just trolling us right now?
Yeah, he usually trolls you when he says Anthony. Yeah.
Hakimi could score 20 some goals in a season.
Because Cheese called Anthony the GOAT.
Cheese also thought we were getting relegated.
He sure was. He was on that for like a couple of weeks.
I'm just saying. The guy probably can't defend, but as far as offensively from that position, he's one of the best. He's one of the best.
I like my defenders to be able to defend though.
Yeah, I'm taking Hakimi over Trent.
When you're
But-
you're scoring 4 and 5 goals, that's a form of defense. Is offense.
That's a good point. That's a
But I'm
great
putting
point.
you out of a game in the first half with passing alone. Who
I
cares
think-
if I can make a one?
I think
a
Trent
tackle?
works in a similar system to kind of like United, where he's allowed to get forward more, where he has cover and defense. I
Yep.
don't think he fits well as a defender in a back four. I don't think he's a
3-4-3.
defender. I think he's a right winger. I don't know why Liverpool consistently play him at right back because he's just
Slow.
not. Huh?
He's too slow to play it on the wing.
Yeah, and his mentality checks out half the time. Like he'll play and you'll watch him just like it's like a computer glitch. He just checks out. But yeah, that's happening. We got 2 months. We got 2 months to yesterday to the season's over.
Yep.
Salah still hasn't on a contract.
Europa or
Hasn't been in a
bust.
contract.
I
But-
feel like we're gonna do fine in Europa. I think help is coming at the right time. It would be nice if we still don't know where goals are gonna come from, other than Bruno at this point. You know, Bruno's just been since Roy Keane opened his mouth. Bruno's been fucking the best player in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
Mason
He's
Mount's gonna
actually-
get his goals. Mason Mount.
I would love that.
Casey is over with. He's done.
I
I just had
okay,
to say it for
okay.
Casey's.
No, and Sean was going on last night. You guys never watched Mountain Chelsea. We all watched Mountain Chelsea. We all remember him being player of the year. We all remember, but we can't be going off that, you know. But I'm gonna give him another chance. And
I'm
I'm
giving
going
Sean
against. I'm
another
going
chance.
against what my mom would say. I'm gonna give him one more chance because she's like Maya Angelou. Once a player, someone reveals themselves who they are, that's who they are. He's injury prone. I think we got and it's not his fault. Chelsea was just like, they seen the injury reports. Chelsea knew what was going on behind closed doors. They was like, oh yeah, we'll sell him for 60. Or you said 55.
55, but with add-ons, which he's not going to hit this season. So
So, I
Um,
mean,
I'm going to
Would
touch
you-
back on your point with the top four, though, there, Casey.
yeah, go ahead.
Whoa.
Forest won't finish in the top four next season. They won't.
Why?
Because you got champions, they're going to get Champions League spot. That we
Okay,
looked
fair
at. We
play.
look at Villa this season. They're going to struggle to deal with it. I don't even see as Nottingham Forest finishing. I don't even see them qualifying for the Champions League in the group stage. I think they go out in the first round.
This is what I'm telling you about English people, bro. Look at what he's saying. This is a,
No,
this is
I-
a
I'm-
finite statement about a team that's overperformed this season.
Yes.
That's going
What
to get
happened to
paid.
Leicester when they
That's going to get paid
overperformed?
a lot more money just for them being
Mhm.
in the UCL.
Yes, but then you've got to
Counting
then you
people out.
yeah, right. You're right. They're going to get more money, but who are they going to go? Osman's going to go to Forest? No.
Did they
trying
need
to
him
get
right
Cunha.
now? Did
They don't need
him right now?
strikers. They
They
don't need
want
attackers.
What
Cunha.
I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to say strikers. I'm trying to say big names are not going to go to Forest
Did they have
because
big
they're in
names
the
now?
Champions League for one season. They're going. We look at Villa, right? Villa are doing really well in the Champions League. Then where are they sitting? Sixth, seventh in the Premier League? They're going to struggle to maintain all the competitions. They're just not going to finish in the top four. Mark my words. I will put $100 on it right now. They won't finish top four.
But this is Villa's second time in Europe in the European competition, isn't it?
Sorry.
Weren't
What'd you
they?
say?
Didn't they win that bogus European? Oh, was that West Ham? West Ham won that.
West Ham
Sorry,
won it.
forgive me.
West Ham won it. Yeah. So, you'll be right. There'll be changes. I don't think for me personally, if Arsenal can get a striker like Osimhen or Gyökeres, I think they win the league next year. They're
They're really thinking they're gonna get Isaac.
Isaac. They're not going to get Isaac, and
You don't think
they're going to have to pay way over 100 million to get Isaac.
I don't have Arsenal. Shit, they ain't gonna do nothing right. Fuck them.
They're not going to get Isaac.
God
Why would
damn.
Newcastle are 2 points away from Champions League spot? Why would they sell Isaac? There's no, and not only that, they have. Let's not forget they're the richest club in the world.
They just double
Yeah,
the
but they
salary
can't
too.
act like the richest club in the world right now.
No, but if
can't
they go
act
in the
like it.
Champions League, they can spend more money.
Yeah. Once
And
they
if the
qualify, they keep
shirt,
him.
and if they allow the sponsorship deal to pass, where you could put as much as you want into your shirt deal.
It looks like they're building a new stadium too. So then
Yeah,
you
I
got
heard about that.
sponsorship that's going to bring more money in, which allows them more to spend, right? They're doing it the right way. They didn't do the the City or the Chelsea. They came in, they brought young, talented players. They got a good thing. I think Nottingham Forest, Newcastle finishing in top 4. Arsenal, the rest, like City, they're going to have to spend this summer.
Oh, City will spend.
They started spending already.
They already spent 200
Yeah,
million.
January.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start.
But then they also have to look at, is Pep going to stay for another season? Because he only signed a 1-year deal, right?
Once they
So
beat
are
them
we going to go out and
Chargers, he's
spend
staying.
400 million on him?
I don't mean to change the subject, but I laugh at the American football fans who think Pep is going to come coach the USA national team.
What? Where they get
Oh,
this
it's
from?
crazy.
Oh,
It's crazy
yeah.
out here in Cali.
Dude,
I hear
I've
it out
heard
here
it
in Cali
too.
all the time. They're like, Pep wants to come to the USA.
You got to remember, in Cali, weed is legal.
Shrooms. What else?
They out there,
Legal in
they
PA
out
too,
there getting
but-
high and just saying whatever.
People out here getting ketamine fucking
Yeah.
not prescribed to them.
Ketamine.
They getting high out there and just saying whatever they feel like. I'm just saying, man. I like to wait only because if you would have told me the season before last that Nottingham Forest would have been in third after where they
Thought
were
you
the
was straight.
season before, I would have told you to eat. I would have hit you with something. I would have
If you'd have told us City would be where they're at, I would have told you
I would
they're
have hit you with something. If you would have told me that Arsenal it would be 14 points behind Liverpool, I'd be like, what?
Golly.
What?
Liverpool.
14? They're not. It's not a race anymore. It hasn't been a race for 2 months. I picked Arsenal to win it all this year. I said they're gonna win it. They're gonna finally get over the hump. If you would have told us we would be in 14th, I would have told you something like, what the hell is going on? What's wrong?
Yeah, I would have told you it's crazy.
Or Aston Villa would be nearing the semifinals of the Champions League, or that Newcastle will win a trophy this season. There's so many variables. That's why I'm like, I don't know. I can't say. Everybody's getting stronger. Everybody's finding a little bit of form. The Pep way of playing football is out the window now because everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing that style of play now. So it's not like he's new to it. That's why he'll probably end up leaving after next season because
He's playing differently.
His style's out the window. His style is completely
I agree
out
with
the
you.
window.
Yeah, but who's
Yeah.
playing differently? We are.
We're in 14th.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Our coach has also been here for 4 months and has also got one player that he wanted.
I wouldn't point at us playing differently as anything yet until we get all the guys we need and all
Yeah.
of that. So like,
so we either get some guys
No,
out.
it's an encouraging sign that the world, that new coaches are coming in, starting to play different. That's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah.
That
I'm
not
just
everyone's
looking
playing
negative.
the Pep way.
We're not a copycat league right now.
I'm just
Everybody-
negative.
That's why it's the best league in the world.
Any more comments?
Oh yeah, plenty. So Sanjeev said Hakimi. Well, once again, he's drunk. Mark Cheeseman, Forrest going for the UCL. Cheese is also trolling. I was traumatized by our December form. Just needed that Roy Keane motivation.
We need to just really check Cheese into some type of rehab sometimes. I'm concerned. Because this trolling gets out of control sometimes.
Relegation FC.
And then, but when you see Cheese in person, he's calm. He's chill.
I know. I've met him in person.
I mean, he
He's so-
calmly and chilly told us we're getting relegated. He wasn't panicked about it.
But if you ask him that in his face, he'd be like, "We're not getting relegated, man." It's just
Amani, I'm saying that his offense is so much better that it makes up for his defense. Like, what is that? Why is that so hard to understand? It's like he puts in 20 goals a season, 20 assists, damn near 15 goals. He's a threat from anywhere on the pitch. That he doesn't defend well. Nobody cares. He's still going to Real Madrid. He's still going there, and we all know
he
we
couldn't
can't
play for
defend.
our team though, not defending well.
We don't
He get
play
exposed.
okay, who could play well for our team?
I'm just saying.
He would walk into our team.
Really?
Our team, yes. I
Yeah.
don't know. You guys are just so
Our team, yes.
Y'all are just so Man United heavy that you
You
can't
playing
admit
Delo
other players
over
are
Trent?
good.
You playing Delo over Trent? Mazzaro over
No,
Trent?
no. You're not.
All right.
That's what
Hakimi's
I'm
still
trying to
better,
say.
though.
He's
I'm
very
taking Hakimi over Trent, though.
look at the opposite with Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka was a great 1v1 defender, but he couldn't defend. He couldn't look over his shoulder to save his life. Couldn't get. He doesn't really get forward well, but great 1v1 defender. Locked off Mbappe. Locked off all kinds of men at the top level. Salah, all them kind of guys.
Pockets
He locked
full.
off.
So
Pockets
I'm
full.
going to give you some stats on Trent real quick.
Here we go.
254 appearances, 17
Okay.
goals, 64 assists. Cross accuracy,
Insane.
26%. Accurate long balls, 1,200. So
In the Prem?
assist-
Is this in the Prem only?
Prem only, yeah.
Okay.
So
So low.
goals 2,400. 17 is not bad for a defender. It's not. Assists 64 is not bad for a defender either. And 72 clean sheets in those 264 games, which is not exactly great as a defender, but
Clean
But-
sheets is a stat that it's more of a complete defensive stat. You can't give clean sheets to one person.
no, I agree. You know, and let's not forget, you know, they were also they would have won a lot more if not for Pep. So
Yeah. Listen, I just got to hear who's better. And you named Hakimi. I'll put him up there with you. But you can only name one guy in a
Yeah,
world that
really.
has a bunch of football teams.
it's hard to be put on the spot sometimes, Mike.
Yeah, there's someone better than him. I'm just.
Okay. Well, I'll wait. I'll
Yeah,
wait.
well, I'll get back with you tomorrow.
And you get back with me.
Homework.
But see how you got to do research? I could just say it.
Well, damn, sometimes we gotta do research.
Okay. I want to see it.
Yeah. Pedro Porro,
Nah,
Nah, not yet.
not yet.
It's
Nuno
crazy. Mendes.
Lorenzo,
Nuno Mendes is good, but he ain't better than Trent.
Dumfries.
He's good.
Dumfries, no.
Good.
Kim-
Good
Joshua
player.
Kimmich, but Kimmich could play all over. But I'll
Great
take
player.
Kimmich over.
I'll give you
I'll take-
Kimmich is in that range for sure.
There
Frimpong.
you go, Ronaldo.
But not
Frimpong,
Frimpong.
not yet. Not yet.
Frimpong's just not as quick as him, not as fast as him.
Not as fast
But
as who?
Your boy.
Trent is not as fast as Frimpong. Frimpong's a speed demon.
I don't know. I watch him. Maybe I just don't like his stride. He take these little quick steps. I watched him. I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm talking about him with a little quick. I got the same.
He scored
amount
more
of style
goals
as a
than
nigga.
Trent in the league. He scored 14 last year.
Well, we're gonna go get him and Jonathan David.
I won't mind Frimpong. United.
What
That's
team
going
does
to cost you a lot of money, though. You know.
What team is who?
Any else owned in the French league again?
Love how the
Nice.
Yeah, Nice.
Yeah. Nice. They're sitting fourth in the league, third, fourth in the league
I
right now.
thought the Premier League was the best league in the world.
Hey, we might have trouble if we get in the
You don't
Champions League.
think it
We
is?
might have trouble, boys.
No, I'm just saying. I thought it was the best in the world. That's
It is
what I
the best
thought.
in the world.
I thought it was the best league in the world.
Oh, okay,
I'm not
so
gonna
you're trying to say
compare what you're doing in Germany to what's going on in the Premiership. If you're saying it's the best in the world, is it the best in the world?
Hey, real quick, guys. Do you guys, if we qualify for the Champions League, right? Nice
I'm
is
talking
sitting. Nice is sitting fourth right now, on same as goal difference as Monaco in third place. If they both get in the Champions League, that could be an issue.
Here we go.
What's the issue?
I'm ready for them to sell.
I don't
Nice.
think.
They
I
need
don't
to
think they're
sell
promoting-
these, sell the
Definitely.
F1 stocks, and sell that cycling team.
They ain't gonna sell F1. It's too much money in that. What
Oh,
were you gonna
shit.
say, Ronaldo?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna affect if we win if we win Europa. That's like fixed. But I was wondering if the problem you're thinking was like transfers or something between us and Nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
why we couldn't
Who do
get
we
that
want at
team
Nice
back.
now? We don't want anyone at
Yeah.
Nice right now. do we?
Yeah, we wanted to Debo, and we see how
Yeah,
that worked out.
Yeah, we wanted the centre back. He went to West Ham and turned out to be a bum. So
He's a-
that was a good. That was a good miss.
I was watching him the other day. I don't like this. The guy we wanted. We dodged a bullet here.
Yeah.
Man, the people at West Ham love Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They think he's a baller.
Yeah, that's
I've seen him put in.
Big
He
fan,
put in
bro.
a few assists for them too.
exactly. Yeah.
I've seen him. He's starting to cross the ball now. Couldn't get him to do it. They play differently though, man, and it kind of lends it lends to him being able to get forward, and he's probably instructed to do that. But there was so many times Wan-Bissaka would just be nowhere when we needed him to
Giving away
be.
penalties 2 games in a row.
Yeah, he was great until he wasn't.
Well, as another guy that if he would ever string together a full healthy season, that could be better than Trent.
Luke Shaw.
Reece James.
Oh,
Reece
Reece James
James.
could.
Stop
No,
smoking
Reece James is a-
drugs.
Yeah, he's a
Reece-
left back
Reece-
though, isn't he?
No, he's a right back. And he's
Really?
cold as
He just
fuck.
scored for England.
He's man.
I mean,
Now
he
that
gets
you
hurt
just
all the
said
time,
it.
man. He's hurt all the time.
Reece
That's
James is a
crazy.
good player, but he is so injury prone.
Yep.
I know he just scored for England this weekend, though.
Really good free kick. Look like Becks.
Mhm.
England is trash too.
No, they're
Oh,
not.
shit,
Come on.
Joe.
Stop.
Back down, boy. Back down.
I was just thinking today, like World Cup semifinals next year. I'm thinking Argentina, Spain, France, and England.
What England?
England, who made the Euros last year. England. What are we talking about?
All right.
Yeah,
Made the
under
last 2
a
years.
better
Maybe-
manager. Under a
Germany.
better manager.
Tuchel's here. I think Tuchel.
I keep saying this. German winning in England, put a German putting England in the final or winning it in right next to Boston. It's just in the stars, boys. It's in the stars.
All right.
And you're gonna
I
see
wanted-
this man
I
here.
want it to happen because how all these England supporters were so mad that they went and got a German guy to coach the team. I'm like, oh yeah, I hope he brings you to the fucking.
Nobody brings it home.
I
Would
hope he
they
brings it-
still knight him? Would they still knight a German?
Yeah.
If you
So Tommy,
Can you be a sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Viv, a bunch of West Indian
and that
cricketers
part of
that are knights.
Are they sirs though?
Yes, Sir
Or is
Vivian
it
Richards,
OBE, MBE?
David
Frank
Beckham can't
Worrell.
be a sir.
Sir Everton Weeks.
yeah, because he said something funky.
Oh shit!
No, he didn't. He
Currently
got
Ambrose.
arrested for tax evasion. Remember, he got busted for tax evasion, so he can never be an MBE or a sir.
Oh wow, let's see.
Or is it tax evasion or something to do with housing? It was something that he got caught up in, and unfortunately, for a guy that's so dedicated for England, that he could never be an MBE or a sir.
Wow,
Pay your taxes.
that's a shame. And
Yeah.
even though he rectified it and took care of it, they still would be
Yep.
like,
Yeah, he got busted, man. He can't do that.
oh wow,
That's crazy.
that's harsh.
Cool though.
Harsh, but rules are rules.
Shit,
I'm
you could be a
breaking no
felon and be a president.
I can't be a president now, so there's the rules. I'm a U.S. citizen, but I can't be a president. The rules are rules.
That's a bad rule. It's a terrible rule. You should be able to, right? You went through all the strife. to
I can
be
do
here.
everything
serve in our
up to the
military.
Speaker of the House.
You could serve in our military. You could pay our taxes. You could do all that. You just can't be our president.
Well, let's wrap this up. Any more comments that anybody wants to? Does Chief
No.
got anything crazy to say?
No, just Mr. Green bringing up Nuno Mendes and
Ait Nuri.
Ait Nuri.
Nori.
I don't think Ait Nuri's there yet.
Not there
Nuno is
Yeah,
up
I don't
there.
think so either.
Nuno's up there defense. I think he's a very good defender. I think he
He could
gets
play-
forward too pretty good.
They
But
play either flank too. right?
Wow. I can't believe it. So far your argument is going strong about
I just
Yeah,
don't think
Trent's on
those
top.
guys like for like is for,
I just
for
prefer
what
Hakimi.
for what Trent gives to the team and his passing. I think he's a better player at the moment, but it could change when he gets to Real Madrid. Just like I thought Mbappe is the best player in the world.
I think his defensive flaws are going to get hidden at Real Madrid,
yeah, definitely gonna get hit.
especially in La Liga. Especially in La Liga.
Cheese is saying what's crazy is at Casey Gale telling a man to get help / therapy.
Uh,
You know, Cheese, I'm gonna see you. I'm seeing you soon. I'm gonna see you soon.
Next
Does
Tuesday.
anybody miss football?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
is
hell
anybody
yeah.
Talking about, we got international break. What you guys talking about?
Hey, I was watching the
We got
England
football.
games. I watched England games.
I was
I miss-
watching Argentina
Man United. I
embarrass Brazil tonight. It's pissed off. My wife
And
likes
What was the
my
score?
Lakers are losing, so I'm missing it.
What was the score, Ronaldo? I saw it was 2-1.
4-1.
Ooh. It's because Anthony's back in the team.
No Messi, no Lautaro. No, Anthony didn't play.
No, I said he's back in the squad, right?
I don't know. But
Yeah,
they
I think he
played
got
a bunch
called
of bums in the back with Marquinhos, and it was a night off.
Argentina qualified
It was
for the World
party
Cup.
time for Argentina tonight.
Yeah. So.
I think
Yeah.
it's sad what's happened to Brazilian football, man.
Yeah.
It's really
Yes,
sad.
can't explain it.
Because like when you think Brazil,
I don't
you
even want to
think
call it like a talent gap. I think they're sending some of these kids over too early, and they're
burning
just
them out.
just losing the Joga Bonita. Yeah,
But a lot of their players
The
are
pace.
playing good for their club teams, but when they
Yeah.
get to the national team, they don't show up.
exactly. That pisses me off. But all those Real Madrid guys piss me off.
Like Bruno who plays for and Joe Linton, all them dudes, they play good for their club teams, but Brazil, they can't do shit.
Oh,
Not
I was
working.
gonna
Talking
say
about
Bruno,
yeah.
but Bruno Guimaraes, yeah. Very
It's
good,
crazy.
very good player.
Vinny, Rodrigo, all them pretty quiet for the.
Even what's his name, Martinelli, is he Brazilian too?
If he's fit, yeah.
Yeah.
He sucks for Arsenal. He's bad for. They don't like him. They're starting.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
let's not get into that.
Dude, he got booed when he first went into the Brazilian team. They booed him.
That is
They
hilarious.
didn't want him in the team. Brazil fans didn't want him in. They booed him.
Conde is like, now we're just talking. She said Conde is
Conde?
better. Carvajal, who hasn't played half the season. Kyle Walker,
Who said that?
Amani. Kyle Walker can't even.
Amani, stop. She's tired.
Hey,
She
real
worked
quick.
hard.
Kyle
I'm
Walker can't
going
even
to say
start
something
for
that's going to
his
back
team.
Amani up here. Amani, if you're listening, I'm going to say something that backs you up. Who gets in the England squad? Is it Kyle Walker or is it Trent? Because it ain't Trent. Kyle Walker plays in the right every time over Trent. And that's just now too.
What the hell does that have to do with the argument? When you guys haven't won shit.
What?
They've been
What
to
does that
some
have to do-
finals.
Yeah, he plays over him and you don't win.
Yeah.
So what?
When he
what-
does
what
play for
that-
England,
what
he
does that
plays
mean?
shit.
What does that mean? Is
He
he a
plays shit
better
when he plays for
man-for-man
England.
player? No, he's not.
Who plays shit? Kyle Walker or
No,
Trent?
Trent doesn't play very well for England.
I think he's better than Kyle Walker though.
And Harry Maguire
Kyle
plays
Walker
so
in his
good
pro-
for
his-
England.
What's that?
And Harry Maguire plays so good for England and hasn't played well for Man United for a number of years.
Whoa,
I'm trying to see
whoa,
with the
whoa.
correlation. Bro, what are you
Harry's
talking
been-
about? Oh, we
I wouldn't
just
really
were
say he
bigging him
plays
up for
well for
redeeming
England,
himself.
To be honest with you,
What?
I don't really say he plays that well. He makes mistakes for England too.
Who?
Everybody's
He's a-
like, oh man, he's
Maguire.
so much better for England than he is for United. What's the problem? That was a question people were asking for years.
He's a suitable backup.
Just saying. Kyle Walker is done. Mark Cheeseman, Brazilian football, United football, SMH. Ha 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 ha. At Sean, pot calling kettle black. Jeez.
Okay. All right, guys, this has been fun. I'm about to eat some
Rewind.
salmon.
You didn't say the best today. All right, Amani. We're gonna let you get some rest, girl. It's all right. We're gonna let you get some rest. You off the wine because there ain't no way Kyle Walker is better than Trent.
I don't
No-
think so either.
There's no way.
Not today, but 2 years ago, yes.
Didn't he cost y'all?
I'll bring you City fans that won't say that. I'll bring you City fans. They hate Kyle Walker. They hate him.
Oh,
They hate
Didn't
him
he
'cause he's
get-
all face.
Didn't he get abused 2 years ago for y'all?
Who?
Kyle Walker.
Mm-mm.
I thought it was a liability like 2
I
years
remember
ago.
Rashford
Kyle-
doing him in something nasty a few times.
Yeah,
Marcus
well,
Rashford.
I've seen Rashford last season do Trent nasty. You know, it's a game by game.
Changes?
You can't-
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
But
it's
yeah, I
been
just
fun.
want real
Just
quick
Go
while
ahead,
we're
no.
on here, Mr. Green, do you want to come on the show again next week? Me and Mike would love to have you.
Yeah, no show Thursday.
Yeah, no show Thursday, but
there's not really nothing unless something happens between now and then. Like that's crazy critical. There'll be no show Thursday. But Mr. Green, yeah, drop. We didn't
So
put
if
Mr.
you want
Green
back
some
on?
kind in one of our chats, one of our WhatsApp, and get him.
We
in
need to
there.
get Amani and Natalie to do the show.
I'm on.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
That'd be
I'll
dope.
come on there too. I'll come on there
Gotta
too.
be
Mr. Green's in for next
Oh, yeah.
Monday.
All right. Salute, Mr. Green. Salute, Mikey. Salute, Sean. Salute, Ronaldo. It's been another one of those Casual Red Show. Had a good time. Interesting talk tonight. Cheese can go do one. And shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the Natalie. Shout out to everybody who chimed in. Mr. Green, Cheese, Sanjeev, Amani. Am I missing anybody? But anyway,
Greg B.
Greg B, my G, the Bear Man. Anyway, it's been one of those Casual Retro. We're out, up the fucking Reds, and if anything special happens, there will be a Thursday show. If not, it's gonna be casual.
See you Monday.
And then shoot, we got a game Tuesday, right?
April 1st. Yep.
So there's been a Monday show before that. April Fool's, and I always do an April Fool's joke, and everybody be ready for that. Because people seem to forget. And I did one where I thought everybody thought I robbed somebody else on the run in Alaska. I did one and they thought I was married to some girl from Leeds, and I moved to Leeds, and people was like, "Oh, Leeds." But anyway, oh wow, I got muted.
Wrap it up, B.
All right, guys, one love, good show.
Y'all
See you later.
be safe, man. Till next
Peace,
time.
peace.